Hello, welcome back to Comicflip. Today it is Friday, July 26, 2019. We are a couple of days out from New Comic Book Day, which was on Wednesday, July 24th this week, 2019. And first things first, if you guys are having any problems hearing me right now, please let me know in the comments down below. I know in the last few videos there's been some audio issues. I've tried a new mic setup. Obviously it hasn't been working out. So if you could please let me know right now if you could hear me, I'd appreciate it. That said, let's get into these books. Starting off with the indies, at Boom Studios we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 41. This is written by Ryan Parrott and illustrated by Jamal Campbell. And this is one you want to pick up because it's the first appearance of the Blue Omega Ranger. I went with the Holo cover. There's also a cover A which has like shadows of the Rangers on it. I wasn't really feeling it, so I didn't pick it up. Next up from IDW Publishing we have Star Pig number 1. According to my shop, this was the flavor of the week. It sold out immediately there. This is written by Delilah Dawson and illustrated by Sarah Richard. The summary is, a teen girl on her way to space camp among the stars gets detoured by an accident that begins her adventure to return home, accompanied by a 1990s soundtrack. From Image Comics, I picked up Middlewest number 9. This is written by Scotty Young with art by Jorge Corona. The summary is, run as he might, Abel's past is catching up to him. He is astounded and relieved, however, when the woodland people he and Fox encounter seem to know his mark. It's basically a family drama with a lot of fantasy flavor. The next two titles I got are from Scout Comics, so on your left and right we have The Electric Black issue 2 and Crucified number 2. I really enjoyed the first issue of The Electric Black. It reminds me a lot of The Twilight Zone, and I actually did a recap review video for that, so if you're interested in jumping into that book, I suggest you check it out. The writer for this book is Joseph Schmalke, and the art is done by Rich Woodall. Two characters in here are Julius Black and Junebug. In this issue, Julius Black sends Junebug out on an assignment to drop off an ancient relic to a mysterious client. Apparently this artifact has a sinister past and the power to throw the world into chaos. An Inquisition strike force is on her trail and determined to quell the darkness that she and the mysterious Emporium are unleashing. One psychotic young woman against a group of heavily armed men, they don't stand a chance. Stay your step within the foreboding halls of the Electric Black. I really wanted the retailer incentive cover. It's a 1 in 10 variant. But my shop didn't get it in, so I went with this one. And then I have Crucified number 2 here. The writer is Sheldon Allen, and the artist is done by Armin Osdick. The summary is, Jesus had the apostles, and the Christ has the 12, a dedicated collection of true believers whose sordid and sinister past Lucas learns about from a trusted source. Meanwhile, Sujad exacts revenge on a familiar face, and a momentary lapse in judgment causes Larry to reconsider a previous offer. From DC, I only picked up one title this week, Batman Curse of the White Knight, issue 1. It was written by Sean Murphy and illustrated by Sean Murphy as well. It is the follow-up to the White Knight story arc that tells the story of a sane Joker. In this issue, you also have the introduction of a brutally violent Azrael, and you also get an origin story of Harley Quinn in this book. Up next, I picked up The Amazing Spider-Man number 26. From what I've heard, this is a goofy book with an interesting take on the new Sinister Six. You have a lot of gender-swapped characters. Of course, this is written by Nick Spencer, art by Kev Walker. The cover art is done by Ryan Otley. The short summary is, Boomerang's influence is finally felt and Spider-Man joins the superior foes. That's not possible, is it? That's all you get. Wasn't really happy with issue 25, but I'm a sucker for Spidey, so I'll let you know how this one goes. This was also a big one this week. This is House of X number 1. This is written by Jonathan Hickman, illustrated by Pepe Larez. The series is based on 4 milestone moments in X-Men history. The beginning, Giant-Size X-Men, Age of Apocalypse, and New X-Men. This is one of the many variant covers. Unfortunately, at my shop, cover A was already gone by the time I got there, and I got there on Wednesday this week. This one is done by Marco Cicchetto. Basically 5 different versions of Cyclops. There are about 10 different covers for this book. You have a 1 in 50 done by Joe Madura that's currently going for $18. It features Rogue and Gambit on the cover. There is a Virgin variant cover done by Shannon Mayer that's going for $25. There is a Mark Brooks connecting cover that's going for $15. There is a Hidden Gem edition done by Dave Cockrum, which is going for $40. There is a Virgin variant done by Carlos Pacheco. It's a 1 in 200 ratio variant. That's going for $90. There's also a Premiere variant of cover A, which was limited to 2 per store, and that's currently going for $12. Next, we have Magnificent Miss Marvel issue 5. This is written by Saladin Ahmed, illustrated by Eduardo Petrovich. In this issue, we have a debut of a new costume. The cover is obviously inspired by Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 8, and there's also a possibility that her costume is a symbiote or a hybrid symbiote, which means she could play a part in the upcoming Absolute Carnage event. If you're going to pick this up, make sure you grab 2 issues because the near mint copy is currently selling for $15. Next, we have Swordmaster number 1, which is written by Greg Pak, illustrated by Junji. You'll want to get this one because it's the origin of Swordmaster, and it's a team-up book with Shang-Chi and Swordmaster, so it's a 2-in-1, kind of like Arrow 1 was with Wave. And if you've been living under a rock, San Diego Comic-Con, they've announced in the next Marvel phase, Shang-Chi is going to be one of the movies, so definitely a hot book to get. Speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, it was also announced there that Jane Foster will become Thor. So rightly timed was Jane Foster Valkyrie issue number 1. This is written by Al Ewing and also Jason Aaron, illustrated by Mahmoud Asrar. In this book, Mjolnir transformed into Underjarn, the all-weapon of the Valkyrie. Probably a good speculation book to have, especially if the Thor Love and Thunder movie does well. By all accounts, it's a Marvel movie, and Taika Waititi is returning, so I think you have a home run. Also, not to mention that Natalie Portman will be returning as Jane Foster. Last but not least, we have Web of Venom Funeral Pyre number 1. This is written by Cullen Bunn, illustrated by Declan Shalvey. This is a crossover mini-series that ties into Absolute Carnage, and is actually the second Venom series to be titled Funeral Pyre. There are 2 variants for this book. One is the one you're looking at right now. It's the 1 in 25 done by Clayton Crain. And there is also a 1 in 50 going for $25, and that's illustrated by Cokes. So that's it, guys. Those are my polls for New Comic Book Day, Wednesday, July 24th, 2019. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys ended up picking up. Make sure you like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. It's the weekend, so I hope you're busy hunting out at your local comic book shop. I'll see you guys soon in the next video.